Hey scrappers, if you're looking to figure out what materials you should sell this week or hold this week, now is the time to do it. Our weekly report is going to give you that information, up-to-date market news, pricing. Let's get right into it. We'll talk about it inside. Hey scrappers, today's the 18th of January. I hope everyone's doing well. And what a crazy ride it's been. I did some math for a customer this morning, and he was asking me about copper prices. And I'm like, I think copper's gone up like 15-20%. He's like, no, there's no chance. Well, I looked since December, we've had a 20% increase in the copper prices. This morning, copper was trading over $4.30 a pound. And it's still down. It's down from the high. So it's like 425, 426 right now. But what does that mean for you? That means more money. That means that scrap yards are going to be getting higher sales numbers. And that means that you should be cashing in. So those of you that said, oh, I'm going to hold and wait for prices to go up, well, you held and prices have gone up like 50 or 60 cents. So that's a great thing. So if you're looking to cash in, I put on the recommendations today, almost everything should be a sell right now. If you're going to hold anything, maybe aluminum products, but we've even seen the aluminum prices go up. So why do some of these things happen? How do we get here? I'm going to talk about China as little as possible, right? Because that's not the only catalyst for why the prices have improved. But what you can do is a couple of different things. One, you can look at the LME. That's the London Metal Exchange. What is the LME? Well, the LME is where copper prices go in and out of. They track different warehouses on how many tons of copper are in the warehouses available. So when I started looking into this and talking to a couple of traders, they gave me a couple of insights. The LME warehouses are only about 25 to 30% as full as they were a short 4 years ago. So that's not a long time. And you say to yourself, okay, over the last 4 years, did we need less copper or more copper? Well, with this electrification of the grid, from solar panels to electric cars to whatever else they're coming up with, windmills and everything else, we need more copper. We need more aluminum. And after going through a little bit of a lull for the last few months, we're seeing that increase starting to hit now. Now, many of you report your prices on the iScrap app itself. Thank you so much. Before I talk more about the markets, please, when you're out, next time you go out to the app, do us a favor. Can you go to the App Store and just give us a review? Let us know how we're doing. Hopefully there's mostly 4 and 5 stars on there. But if there are things that you want to see us add on in the future or improve upon, let us know that as well. But please give the iScrap app a review in either the Google Play or the Apple App Store. So these different commodity ranges of inventories can be directly tied to where the economy is and what's going to happen. So what do we see happening? We see a short of supplies. We see prices going up. We see the electrification and that infrastructure bill that happened just getting ready to gear up. These are all going to need copper, right? More electric cars, you have 200 pounds of copper per vehicle compared to a gas combustible engine of 30 or 40 pounds. So you're going to have more materials flowing into the electrification model, more copper, more aluminum. We're seeing aluminum prices increasing. I'm seeing sheet aluminum prices between 38 and 50 cents per pound. I'm starting to see 60, 61, 60, 63 prices in the 70 to 80 cent range for bare new product. These are good things. We have nice changes coming about. Now, let's talk about iron ore for a second, and how does that factor into things? Now, we've had a couple of YouTube member-only videos that talks about how to make more money, where things happen. But today we want to talk about how the iron ore prices affect the scrap markets as well. Now, iron ore is the most plentiful metal that is on the Earth's crust. So it's all over the place. A lot of times, different mining operations have to go through iron ore to get to things like cobalt, nickel, copper, bauxite, and other minerals that have to be mined out. So when they're doing this iron ore mining, it's a byproduct, but there are also iron ore mines. Now, there are different iron ore prices, and these are traded commodities like anything else. But what is bad about iron ore is it takes a longer time to process to make it into new product, opposed to recycled metal that has already gone through the process of becoming metal, where iron ore might have contamination and dirt and takes time to refine. The recycling industry creates a much quicker time period. So you don't have to wait to mine it out of the ground, load it onto a barge, ship it to a refinery, get it refined, then sell it into cold rolled steel, then make it into a product. We already have the products that are getting recycled. Just like the aluminum can. I think the old adage is that an aluminum can be back on the shelf as a new aluminum can within 30 days of being recycled. Whether or not that's exact timeline, that's still kind of the idea of what happens with recycled iron versus different ore. So we're seeing the steel ore prices climb. We're seeing the demand climb. And what I like is India. India, I saw a couple of numbers last few days, how India's population is going to overtake the Chinese population, and India is going to be the most populated country in the world. Why is that important? Many of India's suburbs continue to have a lack of electrical grids, internets, main roads, water, and a lot of other things that we take for granted here in the US and in Canada. So if India comes on board in the next few years, you might see a revolution of the scrap prices and the metal markets really increasing, where the electrification, developing countries, these are going to be things that increase the demand for metals. And while there's always going to be times when you want to complain about some of the prices being low, that's just life, right? Things go up, things go down. But overall, the strength of this industry moving forward is in a really, really positive place. One more topic that I've researched more over the last week that I want to talk about and give you more of an insight, and that's the hybrid batteries, the lithium ion, the nickel cobalt batteries, all of these type of things. What's happening with them? Well, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars are being pumped into this industry to create a recycling downstream. Now, currently, there are companies in the US that recycle these types of batteries. One of the major issues, it costs more money to recycle them than they're actually worth. In the next 5 years, I fully expect there to be more supply chains, more battery recyclers. And when that happens, you're going to start to see a whole new arm of the scrap industry kind of growing. Right now, it might just be a couple of fingers, but all of a sudden it's going to reach right out there. And scrap yards are going to be able to start to either buy or charge to get rid of these batteries. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Tom, I'm not paying the scrap yard to get rid of batteries. I completely agree, right? But why can't you pick them up from someone, charge that person? Then let's say instead of buying scrap from someone, as many scrappers do, let's say you want to buy it for a penny and sell it for 2 pennies. Well, maybe this time you charge them 2 pennies. You then get charged 1 penny, and your same profit margin is there. Just something that might happen. It'll be a reverse scrap transaction. But as the downstream vendors get set up, more and more scrap yards are going to be accepting these metals and these different batteries. And we will be there every step of the way to teach you what's going on, to update you on what's going on. And once we learn more about the prices for the different types of batteries, we'll start to share that not only through the app, but also through the website and through these different videos, whether they're member-only videos or general videos updating you on what's going on with the markets. So it's been a really good week in scrap. We saw prices increase about 25 cents a pound. People are getting, I saw prices for Bear Bright between $3.30 and $3.75 per pound. I actually saw really low prices too. In different states, I saw Bear Bright below $3 per pound. So if you're in one of those states where some of these copper prices aren't maintaining the national averages, that's why you should use the iScrap app. That's why you should report your own prices through the app or through the website so you can see what other people are getting. You might be costing yourself money by not knowing where the markets are and just trusting that the scrapyard is paying you the right price right now. So keep that in mind too. Help yourself make more money on the markets. So this is our weekly report. We have a bunch of items that we recommend buying, selling, or holding, or really selling or holding this week. Catalytic converter markets relatively flat week over week. So we have a little case study inside of the weekly report. You can click below. We have a link to the weekly report. This way you can read all about other things that we're talking about, from aluminum to batteries to stainless. So let us know if you want us to talk about more stuff. Today is January 18th, 2023. And until next week, scrappers, I'll scrap you later.
Thanks for checking out this scrap video. For more exclusive scrap video content, please become a YouTube member of our channel today. Thank you, and I'll scrap you later.